If you are looking for bets or parlays for UFC Perth this weekend, you have found the right video. How we doing, everybody? My name is Young Pasty, aka the White Boy Wonder. Look at the white skin. I'm the whitest to do it in this UFC-ish. And I'm here today to give you all of my official bets for UFC Perth. I got 5 bangers coming your way today. And then everyone's favorite section, the parlay section, juicy parlays, all plus money, and we are hitting this week, okay? Now, as we always do, we have to recap last week. Pulling the results up here right now for Noche UFC, and I gotta put on the boxing gloves, okay? Every time we have a profitable week, we pull out the boxing gloves, and even though it was just plus 1 unit, a little over plus 1 unit, I will take a profitable week any week. Okay, actually this was a couple weeks ago. Had a little week off from UFC here. But let's go over all the bets from Noche UFC. Now, bet number 1, Gordon and Gastelum. I am very upset with you, Jared Gordon. I'm very upset. I know you don't care. But this dude got in a car accident the day before the fight and then still chooses to fight the next day. Doesn't disclose it to anybody. Like, as a bettor, backing somebody like that just pisses you off, right? So kind of did dirty there. And then bet number 4 that we lost, the Reyes plus Silva fight. I mean, Zach Reyes, Nolan void because kicked Dumas in the balls. And then John Silva, let down. The last fighting nerd lets us down. But there's just something I want to put out there and a new rule for me going forward. If there's some weird shit going on with the bets, no contest, draws, people missing weight, fights getting canceled, things like that, I'm just changing the bet up. I'm not leaving it sit because the odds get worse. And it honestly, somehow, some way, some weird shit goes on with any of my bets. Those are the ones that end up losing. But my winners, we hit 2 underdogs. Alexander Hernandez at plus 100, Jesus Aguilar at plus 190, and then the 3-pick parlay of the week comes through once again. Okay, and we end Noche UFC on a profitable note, plus 1.0820 units. Okay, again, we'll take a profitable week any week. Glad we got to pull out the gloves again, and let's hopefully pull them out again next week when we recap UFC Perth. So let's get into it, guys. The official bets for UFC Perth. We got 5 bangers coming your way today. We sort them in confidence. So bet number 1 is always my most confident bet of the week. And then it goes on down from there. So let's get to it. My official bets for UFC Perth. Bet number 1, my most confident bet of the week. Little 2-pick parlay. We got Jake Matthews and Jack Jenkins. Minus 143. We are putting 2.25 units on it. Let's go over each fighter. I'm confident that both of these guys get the job done for us. These are probably my most confident fighters on the card to get the job done. Jake Matthews. He should be able to handle an aging Neil Magny, right? Recently here, he went distance with Michael Morales. He dominated Chitty in the first round. Like, Jake Matthews he's just in his prime. He's sharp. He's a well-rounded fighter. And again, I said it like 8 times in my predictions video. He should be able to handle an aging Neil Magny, especially after these losses that he keeps getting. Now, had a good win against Zaleski. He did. But, I mean, that's an aging Zaleski, and we've seen, how bad he's looked here recently. Then next, Jack Jenkins. He's in a winnable spot here. And look, don't give him too much grief for his losses because they're against high-level guys. Chepe, Gabriel Santos, and he actually got injured in the Chepe fight, okay? So, yes, he has a couple losses in the UFC, but they're against high-level competition. Ramon Tavaras, he's a boxer. He's just hands only. Jack Jenkins has an all-around better game than him. Strong boxing, leg kicks that are super heavy to all levels. Powerful, and he has wrestling and grappling if needed. And lastly, has the home crowd behind him. So I think Jack Jenkins pulls through here and is able to get the job done versus Ramon Tavaras. I think Ramon Tavaras, if he finds success, it's only going to be maybe for a matter of 1 round, and it'll be in the later rounds, I think, because he's pretty tough. I don't think he's going to get knocked out, and I mean, he's gone distance with other people before, win, lose, and he's looked pretty solid. So, I mean, he's not a terrible fighter. He has good counters, Ramon does. But again, Jack Jenkins in a winnable spot here. Not going to knock him for his losses. I think he's able to get the job done. 29-28 decision. So, Jake Matthews, Jack Jenkins, minus 143. We are putting 2.25 units on it. That is my most confident bet of the week. Let's go. All right, moving on to bet number 2. And if you guys are new around here, or if you have not yet, please click that subscribe button for me. We are on the road to 400 subscribers. I give you guys free bets and parlays every single week, free picks and predictions every single week. So if you could do a favor for me, please click that subscribe button. It goes a long way. Bet number 2, another 2-pick parlay. Very confident in this one too. We have Navajo Stirling, and then the over 1.5 rounds in the Jenkins versus Tavaras fight, minus 117. We are putting 1.75 units on it. Navajo Stirling, I like him. He's showing solid improvements every single fight. Really good kickboxing, fighting out of city kickboxing there, getting some good looks and good training in. Good cardio I've seen. Fighting at home in Australia. And look, he's going up against a Bellato who is unreliable. Very low fighter IQ. Hittable. I mean, how would Bellato win? Maybe like fence work, takedowns, clinching up Stirling. But I don't see him holding him or even catching Stirling with something crazy like that, because Navajo Stirling's pretty good defensively. But I think he has a solid fight. I think he has a very winnable fight. Keep yourself composed. Navajo Stirling has good fighter IQ as well. I think he's able to take home a win versus Bellato. And then next, the Jenkins versus Tavaras fight going over 1.5 rounds. These guys got solid chins, man. Their heads, their skulls, they're thick as fuck, okay? They can take a punch. They can take a kick. I don't expect a quick finish here whatsoever. Honestly, we just need this fight to go to the halfway mark. That's it. And if you look at these guys' prior fights here, I mean, they're at least hitting the 1.5 mark. And Jenkins going up against tough competition. Tavaras, Dave Grant, a few others, had to finish over Romeus and Dana White Contender Series, but that's kind of like a one-off. I think we slide through over 1.5 rounds with ease here. So Navajo Stirling, over 1.5 rounds in the Jenkins versus Tavaras fight, minus 117. We are putting 1.75 units on it. Let's go. All right, moving on to bet number 3, the 3-pick parlay of the week. We find 3 good legs, put them all together to get a good number. And unfortunately, right now, I actually don't have the 3-pick parlay of the week. We're still working on this one, okay? The 3-pick parlay of the week hits at a very high rate. I don't have the exact percentage, but it's probably around 60-70%, right? And I want to make sure we're putting out a good 3-pick parlay of the week. So check out the pinned comment in this video. Check out my Twitter. Check out my Patreon. Patreon is free. Links in the description. Go subscribe to that too. That's where I put all of my bets out before I place them, and before this video drops, and after the video drops. So if you're interested in the 3-pick parlay of the week, bet number 3, again, still working on this one, so stay tuned on the video. Keep checking back. Look at the Patreon. Check out the Twitter. I will notify you guys when bet number 3 drops. So stay tuned for bet number 3. Moving on to bet number 4. We're going with an underdog, Charlie Campbell. Plus 130, we are putting 1.25 units on it. Guys, I'm not sold on Tom Nolan. I'm not buying the hype. Campbell is a solid fighter. I mean, he's training with killers. Aljo, Marab has a really good training, good gym, and is going to have good coaching. Good coaches there. Continues to bring forward pressure, power, heavy shots. I love that uppercut. Now, defensively, he can take a hit, right? He is a little bit hittable, but I think he's able to pin Tom Nolan up against the cage, get really good strikes in, because Tom Nolan's going to do that kind of little dance around the octagon. At least what I anticipate. So if he wins round 1, at least, and drops round 2 and round 3, you could take Charlie Campbell on the spread. Okay, he's plus 3.5 at minus 120. Now, I like him straight up to win the whole fight. I think he can win 2 rounds out of 3. I think he probably takes round 1 and round 3. I think Tom Nolan might be able to sell the judges and get enough and do enough to win round 2. But honestly, I think Charlie Campbell wins round 1 or round 3 at a high clip. But if you want to play Charlie Campbell on the safer side, plus 3.5, minus 120. That means he needs to win 1 round at least on all the judges' scorecards, which I think he can do. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I think Charlie Campbell knocks out Tom Nolan. Okay, we saw the knockout for Nicholas Mota. Charlie Campbell has power like Nicholas Mota. The people that he's faced recently, they don't have power like Charlie Campbell or Nicholas Mota. Okay, so I think Tom Nolan is in for a rude awakening here. I think Charlie Campbell, on a little bit of short notice, comes through with the win with good experience, good training, good coaching. Okay? He's going to get the win in foreign land. Charlie Campbell, plus 130, 1.25 units. That is bet number 4. Let's go. Moving on to bet number 5. Another underdog. We're going with Jonathan Micallef, plus 106. We're throwing 1 unit on him. I'm off the Oban Elliot train for the time being, and his hype has dwindled down severely after that co-loss, and it was a bad look. He got ragdolled, manhandled by Co. And I can see Micallef kind of doing the same thing, implementing that same kind of style, right? He's big, he's athletic, has powerful kicks, and he's a consistent striker. Yes, he's a little bit hittable. I think Oban Elliot could probably find success with the jab and movements and a stick and move kind of scenario, but again, Micallef has wrestling and grappling too that he really didn't get to show off in the last fight, which I think he could implement in watching the tape in Oban Elliott's last fight. It'd probably do him wonders in this spot here. He's a live dog for sure, and I'm not gonna. Yes, Oban Elliott left a salty taste in my mouth when we were backing him as a minus 500. I think he ruined the 3-pick parlay of the week, or he might have been bet number 1. Either way, he cost me some money. Oban Elliott did. And this isn't just out of spite, right? Because I backed Jonathan Micallef in his last fight versus Kevin Josias when he was with almost 2-1 underdog. So I like Micallef. Man, his kicks, powerful, deadly. Dude, if you saw Kevin Josias' side, like, you could see it was just, oh my gosh. It's like his skin was fucking opening up from all these kicks. So Jonathan Micallef came through with consistent 1-2s and combos off of those kicks too. So I like Jonathan Micallef in this spot. Plus 106. We are putting 1 unit on it. That is bet number 5 of the week. Let's go. All right, moving on to bet number 6. We are going with the Vanilla Gorilla, a.k.a. Louie Sutherland. Plus 105. We are putting 0.5 units on it, half a unit. Look, plain and simple. We are auto-fading any Tafa brother. They are garbage, okay? They are good for about 2 minutes and then suck after that, okay? And no ground game whatsoever from any Tafa brother. I'm just going to include them together because they're both basically the same fighter and they both suck, okay? The Vanilla Gorilla brings it, okay? Power, volume, cardio, has even a ground game, okay? Somewhat of a ground game. He has a solid MMA base. He's coming out of Scotland, okay? Shout out Chris Duncan. He's just a well-rounded heavyweight fighter. I think he comes in and I think Justin Tafa's on the way out. Dude's 7-5. He's 7-5 and still in the UFC. He's about to be 7-6. Okay? Give me Louie Sutherland, the Vanilla Gorilla. Okay? You think I'm not going to back my boy? With a nickname like that? You're out of your mind. Louie Sutherland with the KO over Justin Tafa. Take the under 1.5 too. I had him by decision originally, but I said no. Justin Tafa sucks. Give me fucking Louie Sutherland by KO. Okay? But he's an underdog. We're just going to take him on the money line. Anything can happen in a heavyweight fight. And that's why we're only putting 0.5 units on this. That's why it's bet number 6. But auto fade on any Tafa brother. Amazing nickname. Coming out of Scotland and is actually a pretty decent heavyweight fighter. So Louie Sutherland, a.k.a. the Vanilla Gorilla, plus 105. We are putting 0.5 units on it. Let's go. All right, guys, those are the official bets for UFC Perth. Okay, I gave you 5 bangers. We're waiting on bet number 3. Peep the Patreon, the pinned comment on this video, the Twitter, to see when bet number 3 drops. And we move on to the parlay section. Yes, juicy parlays, all plus money. A couple ground rules before we get the parlay section started. These are fun parlays, okay? I put like 0.1 or 0.2 units on each one. The profit and loss is not tracked. You can fade me. You can tell me. I'm not telling you what to do, okay? And lastly, some of these parlays don't have a bet slip yet. I haven't actually been able to put them in because my sportsbook hasn't released certain odds on some things. So you will see a couple of these bets without a bet slip, but I will be putting them in, okay? And I put the bet slip up here to show you that I'm actually putting these bets in. Okay, we sort them from small odds to big odds. So let's get to it. The parlays of the week for UFC Perth. First, we're bringing back another, I guess, a regular here on the parlay section. My favorites parlay. Jake Matthews, Navajo, Stirling, Jack Jenkins, Alexia, Thainara, plus 234. These are my favorites. I think all 4 of them get the job done. And they're all over minus 200. That doesn't necessarily mean anything, but I do have high confidence in all of these fighters get the job done. Plus 234 for 4 of my 4 favorites. Moving on. I call this just my solid parlay. Okay, I think all 3 of these legs hit at a high clip. So first, under 1.5 rounds in the Petroski versus Ellison fight. Ramon Tavaras plus 3.5. Okay, just need him to win 1 round on all the scorecards. And then lastly, Carlos Ulberg, plus 327. I know I have Jack Jenkins in my number 1 bet, but Tavares is a tough cookie, and he could win 1 round. I think that hits at a high clip. Again, my prediction is 29-28, so that would hit. I don't have Carlos Ulberg on any of my official bets because I've been trying to stay away from the main event because I've been fucking them up. But I do have a high confidence that he does get the job done. And then those 2 heavyweights going at it. They're, UFC debut. Someone's bound to get finished. Next. This is the finish them parlay, okay? I need all finishes for this. Plus 1,447. 14-1. Campbell KO. Petroski KO. And then fight does not go the distance in the Thainara versus Loma Lookboonme fight. 14-1, okay? Campbell, knockout Tom Nolan. Petroski, knockout Ellison. And then, I think Thainara gets a sub over Loma, but you cover both fighters. Fight does not go distance, and you get plus money on that. So, 14-1 for the finish them parlay. Moving on. And I'm sorry, I jumped the gun a little bit. Those odds should have been later here. But this next one here, the subbies parlay, okay? 12-1. I need submissions, and then I also need subscribes, okay? If you could, click that subscribe button for me. Crute sub, Thainara sub, plus 1,213. I think both of them get the job done. I think both of them get the sub, and I think both of them get the job done early, too. Crute probably round 1, Thainara probably round 1 or 2. Next, my doggies parlay, okay, all dogs. Luana, Carolina, Cam Rowston, Louie Sutherland, plus 1,289, almost 13-1. 3 straight up dogs. Now, the Luana, Carolina fight, I will have to admit, I need to check weigh-ins. I might be throwing an official bet on her opponent because who the hell is she fighting? Okay, you know what? I knew this. I wanted to say Montague, but I didn't want to look stupid. I need to check weigh-ins on this fight because Luana, Carolina, fighting up at 135 for the first time, and then Montague's fighting at 135 for the first time in a while too. There might be some weight cut issues, and I don't know. I'm backing the dog in this because it's a doggies parlay, but check the weigh-ins on that fight. They will be important. Cam Rowston, Aussie, tough. Petroski's chinny. Sutherland, the vanilla gorilla, going to take out a Tafa, brother. So my doggies parlay plus 1,289, almost 13 to 1. Next, the decision parlay. We have Jack Jenkins decision. We have Micallef decision. We have Stirling decision. Plus 2,581, almost 26 to 1. Yeah, I think all three of these guys get the job done by decision. I'm backing all three of them in my official bets. And I'm backing them here in the parlay too. This is how they're going to get the job done. By decision. All three of them. Plus 2,581. Lastly, my most juicy parlay of the week. This is called my stayaways parlay. Okay? So 3 fights I stayed away from on my official bets. But I said, fuck it. I think this is how it's going to go down. And this is what I'm going to do. We're going to put in a little parlay on it. Colby Thicknesse by decision. Bedoya by KO, Ulberg by decision. Plus 9,650. 96 to 1. Ooh, that'll be a good hit if it hits. And it doesn't really impact my official bets either. So we could get best of both worlds there, right? Shout out Hannah Montana. Yeah, 96 to 1. My most juicy parlay of the week. Let's freaking go. And that's it, guys. Those are all the official bets for UFC Perth. Those are all the official parlays for UFC Perth. Again, bet number 3 will be released later in the week, so stay tuned and keep checking back on this video. Check the Patreon, subscribe to that. It's free, and then check my Twitter. Also, subscribe to the YouTube channel, okay? We're on the road to 400 subscribers, so I would really appreciate your support if you clicked that button. UFC Perth. I'm excited. It starts at a good time at night. Okay, we got the lucky white boy wonder young pasty shirt on. We'll put it on again Saturday night here. And I'm excited, man. It was a long week off. We got bets and parlays in. Let's freaking go. Young pasty,